Hey, Lindsay. I'm going to turn chat on. And if you're there, go ahead and say hi so that I know you can hear me. Hey. Okay, so the next question is, would you like me to bring you into the Hangout so that we can talk together instead of having to chat? I think you've done that before, if I'm not mistaken. It just requires that you have a webcam and a microphone and a Google account. If you are interested, let me know and I will initiate that. Otherwise, we can continue to go with chat. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
So I got a game last week with money that I made car lessons called Super Mario Maker. And it's legitimately one of the
Uh-oh.
most fun games I've ever played. Yeah.
No luck. Um, what would you like to do? You want to, sometimes it does work better the second try. It's doing the same thing as last time. Where is it hanging up at some point? Like, is it getting stuck at some point? What's your, I have a Google ID. I can invite you to Google ID, I think. Which should send you says it just says that the extension installed, but then no. Google browser. What web browser are you using? Mm. Okay. Do you have Chrome installed on your computer? Why don't you open up Chrome and try the same thing? Because this system is built on Google Hangouts, and Chrome is also Google. They should work seamlessly. Still getting your Chrome going? Hmm. Okay. All right. Let's try it again. All right. 3, 2, 1. Looks like you're coming in.
Yeah.
Weird. Oh, I hear you.
Yay! Okay.
I don't see you yet, but that may not be important. Now I see you.
Okay.
Excellent. Woohoo!
Yay!
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to your site.
Perfect.
Oh, Lynn Dorothy showed up too. Hold on. Let me invite her into the conversation. She's a little late to the party. What's your site? Remind me of your site, Lindsay, and I will.
Southeast Louisa Parent.
Can you give me the link in chat?
Yes. Maybe.
Hey, Lynn.
Hi.
Lynn, I also have Lindsay on the line. We're going to take a look at her website, and then we'll see if you have any needs with yours.
Okay.
Okay, give me a second to bring up Lindsay's site. Lindsay, are you sure that's the domain?
Not really.
Okay, because I'm not finding it in our list of churches.
It might have the UMC after it. I'm trying to think. Because now I switched over browsers.
Oh, yeah, I know. You can have the other browser up still.
Let's see. Hold on. Oh, wow. Yeah. No, that's not it at all. That was way off. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just a little off.
All right. I found you. Okay, let me share. Okay, you should be looking at your dashboard now. Let's actually look at the homepage. Okay, this is what you have so far. Oh, that's right. You have the two parishes.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you like to know about first?
Well, the site is actually live now, so we're connected,
Okay.
and there's still some edits out there that I
Yeah.
need to do. Like, I don't have a photo of the Morning Sun Church yet, but
Okay.
some of the questions I have is like down at the bottom of the homepage. So for like where it says what to read. So I tried to do like 2 news feeds, but it actually just copies the news feed. Like it's the same exact news feed on both sides when I did that. And so what I was trying to figure out, like it did have the blog, like to do the pastor's sermons, and kind of wondered what the blog, like where do we pull the blog from, or what can we do there, so that I can put in
Yeah.
like what his sermon is about, like next week's sermon, kind of my
Okay.
thing.
Yeah. So by default, the Aboundant premium sites come with 3 feeds. One is the news feed, so that would be like news and announcements.
Mhm.
One is blog, so if your pastor wants to talk about his thoughts on things, including like what he's thinking about doing for his sermon, that would be a good place for that. And then the third feed is for sermons, and that's where you'd actually post the actual sermons. And there are 3 categories on the site that correspond to those. So let's take a look at your setup here. Okay. So this is a blog module that has news and Oakville currently as the 2 things. And Morning Sun is your other church, right?
Right.
Okay. So I would just keep it at news. If you do use the other 2 categories, the Morning Sun and the Oakville category, but if you also use news on a post, you know it will show up here,
Okay.
this place. Okay, and then you have a call to action module, but what you want to do in this section is what the sermon's going to be about this week.
Yes.
Okay. I would use the blog.
Okay.
I think that's a good thing to do. Okay, so I'm going to copy this news one. And then I'm going to use blog instead as the category. And then what did you want the third one to be? The sermon audio?
Yeah, it's going to be the audio on the sermon.
Okay, let me fix the. There's a You can just change the label just so that you know what it is. Okay, and then okay, we'll go ahead and use sermons for that. Okay, and I'll leave these here for you. I was gonna say that another good idea would be to put titles for each of these.
Okay.
So to do that, I'm just gonna use a text module. And this first one, we'll just call it news. And I did this toggle toolbar so that we can see the other settings because I want to change it to like a heading 2. And then I'll do and you can change these later, but at least they'll be there for you. And then I'm going to get rid of this extra space. And let's see what it looks like so far. And note, so you have a picture of Oakville United Methodist Church,
Yeah.
but it should probably be at least this wide,
Right.
which is 466 pixels wide, roughly. If you had something that was 500 pixels, that would be good enough to fill that space.
Okay.
You could always just take your camera and take a picture of it if you needed to.
Right.
Okay. So no results found just means that there's no post created that has that category in it yet.
Right.
And so in order to do so, you just create a new post. And then with sermons, if you have an audio file, you'll just add media and you'll upload the audio file.
Okay.
The other stuff you're working with is text, and here is the categories down here.
Okay.
So you could put, you could mark this one a blog, and you could call it worship preview or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Text here. I'll publish this, but you can go back and then if it related directly to one church or the other, you could add that church's category as well.
Okay.
So, okay. So if I update your home page, let's take a look. You can turn that scrolling off, by the way. Because it's in the middle of your page, you're going to want to do that.
Yeah.
It's a setting in that map module.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the worship preview one that we just made.
Okay.
So you can kind of see how that works.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that you use pictures with these. Using pictures is good if it makes sense to do so. Okay. Let me go over to Lynn for a second and see if she has any specific questions, and then be thinking of what you want for your next question, Lindsay.
Okay.
Lynn, did you have anything in specific you wanted to look at?
Yeah, I wanted to, you know how we have the little symbol down at the bottom for your Facebook?
Yeah.
They have, like, for the reading, for the United Methodist website, they have like a little icon to reading, and I'd like to put that in there somewhere.
So on your site now. So you're talking about this Facebook one right here,
Or, and
then you'd like to add.
another, just a little symbol that shows that we are a part of this program. I didn't know where to put it.
What's it look like?
If we go into the library, I can show you.
Oh, okay. So it's in your library. Okay, hold
Yeah.
on. I'm gonna have to log into the back end of your site. Well, let's see. Maybe it'll let me do it this way. No. Okay. Okay, so in your media, in your media library, there's an image of it.
Uh-huh. I can't see my,
Change a child's story. Is that the?
yes, yes.
Okay. Um, and
I
you want to
can't,
put it.
there
You want
you
to put
go.
it down at the bottom somewhere.
Yeah,
Right.
somewhere down in
Right
that
here.
Yeah, just so that the icon is there, so that I'll know that people can know that we are a part of that program.
Okay.
I can't really see what you're doing. It's too
I'm,
small.
oh, okay. I'm not doing anything yet. Is that
Okay.
better? Can you see better now?
Yeah, I can see it better now.
I was just thinking about where is best to put it.
Yeah, I tried to put it in there where the pastors, where it says to call or text, leave a message for the pastor, but it
Yeah.
didn't fit well there.
Yeah. How about this? Okay, let me find your homepage.
Actually, I'm seeing Lindsay instead of what you're doing.
What's that?
I'm seeing Lindsay instead of what you're doing.
Oh, really? You have some little icons on the bottom. You should be able to click on the one that looks like it's a screen. Here, let me stop and I'll share again, and then maybe that'll help. Can you see my face now?
Yeah, I can see your face now.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes. Well, I did for a minute, and then it went back to Lindsay.
Okay, well don't. Hey, Lindsay, hit your mute.
Yes. Okay.
I think it's your audio that's bringing you back to the forefront. No, I still hear background noise. I think that's in your background.
Get mommy her plug.
Here. Yeah. Okay, Lindsay, can you try hitting your mute?
I'm good.
Yeah, there's a little microphone icon. It should be towards the top. A little microphone with a line through it. And if you hit that, it will mute your audio, and then when you need to talk again, you can unmute. Or you can turn your TV off. Hey, good job. Okay, you found it. Okay, so that should keep the focus on what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay, so um, here's the page. Here's the section that has your pastor stuff in it.
Uh-huh.
So here's what I'm thinking. We switch this to half and half,
Uh-huh.
and we move. So all the pastor stuff is right there on the one side, and then on the other side we will put a image module,
Okay.
and we'll go and find that change a child's story right
Yeah, I
here.
tried to make it small just so that it wouldn't be quite so big, but I
Okay.
didn't.
Well, it should. 300 is pretty reasonable. You might be able to make it bigger with the space that it's going to be in. We'll see how it looks. Now, do we
Okay.
want to link to a page, to a
Uh,
URL?
well, I want to link it to the youth page.
To the news page.
No, the youth. It's the youth page.
Oh, the youth
Why?
page.
Yeah.
Okay, that one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I copied that address. Okay, tweak it a little bit. Let's see what this looks like.
Oh, there. That looks good.
Okay, except we probably want to. Actually, let me see if I can center this button. I can. Okay. So is there a full width option? No, not yet. Okay.
I just didn't think about dividing it in half. That looks good. You notice I got pictures of my church with trees in the front.
I know, that's so nice. So now you have both of them in there.
Okay. Looks good.
I'll let you tweak it. You probably could actually make it look a little better. I'm going to recommend that you use a different background color for this section.
Okay.
It's your footer, so you'd have to open your footer page to change it.
Okay.
But basically, some of the login stuff is getting lost in there, and the map edges are getting lost.
Yeah.
And I think you'll be better off if you have
Like a darker blue or something like that, or darker
still
gray.
make it a light. I would do like a really light beige,
Okay.
like this color, except lighter maybe, or a
Okay.
lighter gray than this if there is one. That's a pretty light
All right.
gray. Just yeah, it'd be better for that section. Okay, you want me to go ahead and save this?
Yes, please. The other thing I wanted to know is, since I'm linked to the Facebook page, like if Pastor Jeff puts something in on the Facebook page, how can I easily bring it over to like our ministries page or something like that?
Yeah. So it used to be that church sites would always have a box where their Facebook posts would show up on their website. That's the
Mhm.
kind of thing that you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
The problem with that is it really decreases the performance of the speeds of your website when it loads. And
Okay.
so I've actually recommended people take it out of that. And if they're worried about people seeing what's going on social media, they just have more places where they can get to it on your site. Currently you have 3. You have it
Uh-huh.
both in the header and the footer. And and
down.
and the secondary footer. But
Okay.
if you still wanted to do it, I would show you how to do it still. Just know
Well,
that,
it,
yeah,
is there a way I can just copy and paste it in, like in a current event or something like that?
you could just make a post every time there's a Facebook post.
Uh-huh.
The coffee grinder is going on behind me, in case you guys were wondering what that loud noise was.
And put it like under our current events or my ministries page, ministries and missions, like the new bishop and things like that.
Yeah, those should really be news posts on your website, I think.
Okay.
And if the information is that important, it shouldn't just be on social media. It should be a regular news post.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would put it here with current events. Or you could change this section from newsletters. You could just change it to news. And you could still put your
Uh-huh.
newsletters there, but you could also put other stories there too.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, it's because I have the screen blown up that your sermon boxes aren't looking correctly.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's
Yeah.
used the screen at that size. Not meant for it.
I've had people going on more to the website and looking at the pictures and the different.
Cool.
I did put up on the under summer festival there. I had to figure out a thing where I could put the times and the people's names and when they're supposed to work, and I tried to put it all on one page, but when I put the page up, the numbers and everything was all messed up. So I just put it under accordion, and I made one section for each time that they were supposed to come
Ooh,
in.
very good.
I've
That's
been kind
excellent.
of, there's a lot of the Divi things that I don't know what they are,
Yeah.
so I don't really know how to use them. Is there some place I can go and that can explain what the different things
Yeah.
mean? Or,
Yeah. On our support page, there's a link to just how to use Divi in general, and it talks about every single module that they have.
okay.
Oh, summer
And
festival page. Okay.
it's under ministries, and then it's under,
What you should
um,
do is you should link. You should make this the link to that page.
okay.
That's
And
what
it's
I would.
under um, outreach. And then,
Okay.
see, I have a volunteer. And then each page I just posted a name with a first name without a last name so that people wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then under the
Okay.
volunteer, I just put what they should do. And I didn't know if that was the easiest way to.
I could probably help you improve this page.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you really need is a volunteer management system. And there aren't any great ones out there yet for WordPress that I'd recommend. However, we are building one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be called HelpSpring, and it's going to be awesome, and you're going to get it as part of your site. And you'll be able to list
Cool.
volunteer opportunities like that real easily.
That'll
We're
be
super
awesome.
excited about it. Okay, well, let me make sure I get Lindsay back in for at least
Okay.
one more question.
All
Lindsay,
right.
you can unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess one of my other questions is on my calendars. So some of the stuff that I have in the calendar, like the Sunday services, they're not showing up on the news feed. Like some of the different things that are on there haven't
Sure.
shown up on the news feed. So I'm still having issues with that.
It doesn't do that by default.
Okay.
Your calendar posts are a different type of posts. However, I think that there's a way to make it happen. If you would like the events to also show up in your newsfeed. I don't know if it'll work with Divi. I've never tested it out. There is a setting you can change, okay, let's get back to your site. So you would like your events to show up here. The things that are in your calendar, you'd like to show up here.
Yeah, some of them. I mean, like Sunday services, maybe not, but like when we have meetings and stuff, it'd be, I think, helpful if people were reminded.
Yeah. And more so than just seeing it down here in the footer. Oh, I just noticed that one of your churches is more gray than the other.
Yeah, the Morning Sun Church, I'm not getting a lot of help from them to get their information to get in the site. So.
Yeah, that's always a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out, there's like 3 different ways you could do it. I'm trying to figure out the best way for you. You can put a feed like this one anywhere on your site,
okay,
where it just lists the events, but it's not necessarily self-explanatory. Yeah, let's see if I can do it. If this works, I'll explain to you how I did it.
okay.
If it doesn't work, I don't want to waste your time. Okay, I need the right short code. No, that's not the one I want. This is the one I want. This is slightly advanced. Okay, and I will post this in the chat. So the events calendar, you can place things about it anywhere on your site. So if you wanted a little mini calendar, for example, if you wanted a list, you could put it there. And you use these little things called short codes. Short codes are just bracketed text that basically refer to a program that works behind the scenes. And so I use the code module for Divi. Oh, and then I want, here, let me go in order. I said I was going to chat this, so I will. Okay, there's the link. Okay, tribe event list is the short code that we want. Okay, let's see what that looks like. So now you have an event list. But you said you only wanted certain things to show up.
Well, I don't care. I mean, like, if it says Sunday service or whatever, it doesn't matter to me, but as long as, like, the meetings are on there, yeah.
Yeah. So that's one way you can do it.
And then one of the questions that people from the church had for me was, is that calendar printable? Can they print that off?
Yeah, it's not, unfortunately. So, um, that is one of the things that churches need from a calendar that very few calendar programs actually will provide you with, is a nice printable version that even looks good, that looks good no matter what, because it's so hard to get the formatting right so that it'll look good on a page. So I'll show you the best way you can do it. Uh, okay, so here's the page.
I can't
You can
see
go.
it. I can't see my screen. Well, or my page.
Oh, it's because I'm not sharing.
Oh.
Oh man, I've been doing all kinds of stuff and you haven't been able to follow. All right, well let me back up just a second and show you what I did with your page. So I turned this into 4 columns.
Okay.
I added a column for events. I added this codes, and then I put in this
Okay.
code. And then this is what it looks like. Oh my gosh, I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to turn off the scrolling right now.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so mouse wheel zoom off.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, when the map is in the middle of the screen. When it's at the bottom, it doesn't make it. You can leave it on. See, now it doesn't do it. Okay. All right, so now you have these list of calendar events on the side. And it looks like the default is to list 10 events.
Okay.
Using that link that I gave you, there are alternate pieces of code that you can put in. So if you wanted particular categories, this is how you would do it.
Okay.
This is probably really, this is advanced. So you can try it on your own, and if it doesn't work, you can come back to another session, and I'll give you a tutorial on how to do it. Okay, so here's your calendar. You can see this, correct? And let's go to September since it won't have the day that we're on. Okay, now I'm going to hit Control P. The problem is it doesn't have the times. It kept the links though. That's interesting. How could you get the times in there? You'd be better off having a list like this. I could show you how to make a page that will give you a list of everything.
Okay.
From a month. Actually, no, you can do it right from your calendar. Go back here. So if you wanted something you could easily publish, it's still not going to be terribly clean, but you could copy and paste all the text. So no, I don't have a great printing solution for you.
Okay.
Even if you exported all the events to Google Calendar, and then, which is an option, and then tried to print it from Google Calendar, you wouldn't be satisfied with the results that Google Calendar gives you either.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't really have a better response than cutting and pasting. I do wish it were an issue, but in all the calendar things we tried out, nobody really had a good solution to it. If you find one, let me know.
All right.
If you ever come across one. I'll save this page. You can change it if you want.
Okay.
But at least you have a more and these are mostly from one church, aren't they?
Well, the Sunday services are from both church, but everything
Okay.
else is pretty much from the Oakville church. Yeah.
So you can use categories in events too, and I recommend that you do it.
Okay.
So create a category for each church, and then as you create events, start putting in the category.
Okay.
And then that category should show up here. It should show up in this blank line.
Okay.
So you'll know what church that event refers to.
Great.
Right now you don't. You just see the
Right.
event. So yeah, try adding the categories to it. Okay. We have 2 minutes. Any closing questions? I will be back next week, and then we're going on vacation, so I might have a sub. Tim Gossett may come in and do it. If not, there'll be a week off, or there'll be a reschedule, one of the two. Yeah. Lynn, do you have any final questions, comments?
No, just thank you for helping me out with this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll, if I run into some problems, I'll get on next time or something.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, thanks both of you, and yeah, come back again.
Thanks a lot, Will.
Have a good day.